for about 5 months now. She initially came into the COD program to support her substance use recovery and, as she says, handle things of the past that are barriers to my present well-being. She's formally diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, unspecified psychosis, and stimulant use disorder in early remission. Jean primarily struggles with emotional regulation, has low self-worth, and fear of losing meaningful relationships. She tends to present with labile affect, circumstantial thought content, and difficulty concentrating in session. Jane reports dissociative reactions in response to internal and external cues related to her traumatic experiences, including being raped at the age of 13 by an adult male family friend, emotional abuse from an ex-boyfriend, and deaths of her mother, brother, and sister. Jane shares that there are other traumatic memories that she is not fully aware of, and is ambivalent about exploring those experiences, and fearful of what those memories might be. She also states that she can easily have complete loss of awareness of her body and present surroundings when certain smells, sights, and memories trigger her. Here you will see a quick snapshot of my session with her, utilizing primarily dialectical behavioral therapy techniques to help address her emotional regulation skills, such as identifying and labeling emotions and exploring why completing emotional vulnerability tasks were difficult for her. So Jane, last we discussed you were going to work on your diary card this past week. You were supposed to write down emotions and feelings you felt throughout the day. How was that?
Yeah, I tried it, but there's just so many things going on this past week. I had such a bad week. I pulled it out once, tried to fill it out, but I just want to keep bringing up these issues again.
I want to clarify. So, was it that there were many things that you going on the past week that prevented you from completing the diary card? Or was it these issues that prevented you?
Yeah, I don't want to keep bringing up these issues again. Why do I want to keep reminding myself what I did wrong? Like, the other day, my dad and I had an argument, and I don't remember what happened, but I just walked away. I just felt, I don't even know, but I just wanted to be in my space, be carefree, and get into my art, and just, walk away from everything. Like, I don't want to keep remembering these things.
Okay, we need to address this. If you're saying, hey, this part of treatment isn't working for me because I'm remembering these things, do you expect the therapy where you don't remember things?
No, I just don't want to keep bringing up stuff like this, like, great, my dad threw away my artwork again, or he's looking down on me because of my mental disorder, or like that time where that smell on the bus reminded me of that smell of the guy who tried to drug me and rape me. Like, great, let me try to remember how I felt that time. Like, no, like, I just rather forget about it. I don't want to keep thinking about those things.
I can see that this is painful for you to remember these experiences. And of course, you don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, it sucks, like, sometimes I'm pretty okay, but when I go back and think of all the things that's happened to me, I think, like, why me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, I just end up leaving here just feeling so unsteady and not myself.
I can agree with that it doesn't sound like a good feeling. It's definitely painful to bring up those memories. Why would anyone want to?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like crap all the time. It's so painful thinking about these things again.
Here's a dilemma I'm seeing. On one hand, we could not talk about your issues, and if that takes away your pain and discomfort, I'd be all for that. On the other hand, if we can figure out how to tolerate your bad feelings, that pain and discomfort, then you don't have to rely on meth or resort to thinking of hurting yourself when those feelings come up.
Yeah, you have a point, but how do I do that?
As you just saw, I focused on Jane's failure to complete her diary card and explored her reasons for that. It was revealed that her decision to not complete it was associated with intense shame elicited by thinking about her problem behaviors and becoming highly self-critical. Hence, her failure to complete the monitoring task was an avoidance behavior that served to help her escape from feelings of shame. The therapeutic goal here was to increase Jane's ability to tolerate her experience of emotional pain triggered by the task of self-monitoring behavior, such as completing the diary card. I continued to validate the client's pain to help her make sense of her failure to engage in the task, and I also helped her label her emotional response, which is a significant part of emotion regulation. I alternated between validation and pushing the client towards change by offering the feedback about not wanting to remember things. So Jane, were you able to complete your diary card for this session?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I tried, but I don't really see the point.
Yeah, the diary card can be confusing, and it is a good way to be self-aware of your emotions on a daily basis. Let's go over a little bit for this week.
Okay, sure.
So I'm seeing that you rated yourself a 10 in guilt, shame, anxiety, and anger. What happened this weekend?
Well, I got into an argument with my dad, and the next thing I knew, I was like hitting myself again, like on my hips, because I just couldn't deal with the feelings he was making me feel anymore. Afterwards, like I knew I shouldn't have done that, and I felt so guilty for hurting myself. But I know now that I could have used my skills, but in the moment, it was just too hard to do so.
It is hard to get in an argument with someone and then have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, he didn't even apologize. He was just never get me.
Parents can be tough, and we need to figure out what really got in the way of you using skills after your argument with your dad. Because you engaged in self-harm this weekend, we need to do a chain analysis to understand what led you to harming yourself.
Yeah, I know we talked about it before, so I actually tried filling it out anyways.
That's amazing. You really went above and beyond this weekend. I love that you decided to fit it out on your own. Let's take a look. Okay, so the problem event was the argument with your father, and the vulnerability factors were that you were feeling lonely and isolated. Why were you feeling lonely and isolated?
So I had been getting along with my dad this past week, and things were going pretty well. But then the argument happened Saturday evening when my dad was out all day, and then that day I was just, feeling empty, and I was just extra alone being by myself all day.
Okay, I understand that. Sometimes we do have days where we feel lonely. What led to the argument?
So he came back, and we were deciding, what we needed to get at the grocery store. And I asked if I could get art supplies for my journaling and all that, and you know how much I love, my art and stuff. So, but I was already on edge to even ask him for anything because it's so hard for me to do so. But I thought we were doing okay at the time, so I tried it, and he was like, no, we don't even have money for your things and all that. And I was like, you were just out all day with your friends. It's just like, I don't get it. And he was just mad at me for asking him to get these things. And he was like, you should be getting a job. But he knows I can't right now. He knows I can't. So it just made me so angry, and I just walked out and didn't speak to him for the rest of the night.
I see a lot of pieces here that contributed to your self-harm. Being home alone all day while your dad was gone kind of made you feel lonely and abandoned. I also hear a lot of frustration when you ask your dad for money and he didn't give it to you for supplies, something that you enjoy doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're mad that he left you all day and also frustrated that he wasn't open to giving you money?
Yeah, it sucked.
It does suck. And we talked about different skills that you can use when you're feeling this way, such intense emotions. Can you recall a skill that's worked for you in the past?
I remember we did the COPA head worksheet, so I can identify emotions that can lead to self-harm. But it's so hard to do in the moment, so I forget to do it.
I'm glad you're aware of this. Maybe the skill isn't the one to use at the moment, but have you ever done anything else you liked?
Well, I remember you had me go through the pros and cons and write down pros and cons of self-harming, and that one time I actually didn't hurt myself, so I guess that one works.
Yes, I love it. So before we end today, I want you to commit to safety and no self-harm. Is this something you can commit to?
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Okay, great. Can you also commit to doing a pros and cons at least once this week if you're feeling intense emotions of self-harm? And also if you can keep up with your diary card for next session?
Yeah, I'll try it. I mean, it was interesting to see how like my feelings led to my behaviors and hurting myself.
It is interesting. I totally agree. As you just saw, Jane was able to complete her diary card, which allowed us to discuss the emotions and behaviors she experienced in the past week. While Jane was still somewhat resistant at the beginning, by the end we were able to see her realize the benefit of understanding how her emotions lead her to engage in various behaviors. Whenever a client engages in a behavior, it is important in DBT to have them follow up with the chain analysis as soon as possible. The chain analysis is a great tool for helping the client better understand how their thoughts and emotions contribute to their actions. After gaining an understanding of what led Jane to self-harm, we discussed skills that she could have used in place of hurting herself. By asking her what has worked in the past, she was able to identify skills she's tried that did and did not work.